Buongiorno, everyone. This is us live for an instant match reaction to that shower of shit of Newcastle United 0, Man City 2. Honestly, Keg, I'm trying to hold back the rage yet, to be honest with you, mate. I lost me fucking bottle opener in the midst of Dwight Gale missing these chances, and I'm going to need a lot more of these tonight to consolidate myself because apparently Newcastle United's biggest game of the season, the first quarter-final in nearly 15 years, and we turn up like we're fucking gated and just happy to be there. We know we're coming up against Man City, one of the best teams in the league and the world, not just the league, holders of the FA Cup. But we just didn't turn up for about 50 minutes, did we? We didn't start the game with any intensity. The pressing was better in the second half. It still wasn't 100%. We said if you're going to beat Man City, you have to give 110% and hope they have an off day. They weren't having an off day, and we weren't having an on day. Nobody was up to scratch today, really. It was just poor from the beginning, man. Like I say, what a chance for Newcastle to get through the semi-finals. Turns out we would have been playing Arsenal if we had to go through the semis. What a chance that would have been to get through the final. Yeah, how poor Arsenal's are. Turn up against Man City, give them a game. Honestly, we turned up the day, like I said, we're just pleased to be there. I just turned up for the crack. I think Man City would have had harder fucking training matches than that. We just gifted them the game and don't even get it started on fucking the goalman, Fabian Shaw. 2 pushes on Jesus just to make sure that he didn't get caught on doing the first one. He thinks that fucking after lockdown they've ditched VAR. You're obviously going to get caught. Don't push him anyway. The ball's going way over his head. Newcastle, I'll get my rant out of the way, mate, and then we'll talk about the game. Newcastle didn't do the game plan enough well at all. We said, I was pleased to see Andy Carroll start. Where were the balls up to him? We're playing up to him from Darlow. He would chest it down. He would nod it on. There'd be knee fucker there. Same Axelman and Almiron breaking the 2 meters. There was no options on either flank. Nobody was running better when he was moved forward, and he was finally too late on looking for a ball in the box or looking to try and find Carroll. It was just poor from the off. There was no intensity. There was no desire to win that game, I don't think, until it was too little too late. And then we'll make the changes at the end. And I can't even be asked about Gale yet. Yeah, I'll let you talk for a bit.
Well, you pretty much summed it up, really. First half, we were looking to go in at halftime only 1-0 down. And it's just a shame that it was through a stupid penalty, stupid mistake by Shah. But they had loads and loads of chances, that just whizzed just inches, millimeters wide by the post. They could have been 3-4-0 up with some of the chances that they had. The penalty was the least of the chances that they should have had. We just didn't show anything in the first half. We started out with 5 at the back, which we discussed before the game. Maybe it was the right move to go in against Man City when they've got the likes of De Bruyne and Mahrez and Sterling and Jesus. A lot of firepower they've got. So yeah, maybe going 5 at the back was a good decision, but as the game was going on through the first half, I think it would clearly say that it wasn't. We came out after half time and played a lot better. We moved Shaw further forward. We did have a flat back 4. Shaw in a DM role, Matty Longstaff a bit higher up the field in more of a number 10. And we were playing a lot better. The first 20 minutes maybe that second half, we actually really got into the game and we were giving it a real good go. Andy Carroll was a nightmare today for Laporte, and Laporte was raging. It was a shame that we took him off because he was just really starting to get into the game, but I think he was getting into it a bit too much. He got himself a silly yellow card. The yellow card was questionable, to be fair. He was a little bit late, but it didn't look like a reckless challenge by any means. Obviously, the change came. Gale came on for him. And at 1-0, when we're just getting into the game, just pushing, we finally got that golden opportunity. Open goal, 3 yards out, misses the target. If he gets that on target and Claudio Bravo saves it, then fair enough. You can maybe say, he maybe should have done better, but at least he got it on target. He fucking sails it wide. That's harder to put wide than to get on target. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Then straight from that, they go and counter and score at the other end, make it 2-0, and that's game over. If that goal goes in and we keep that momentum, that game's ours for the taking.
But we're in the ascendancy there, if we get the equaliser, our tails are up, we're in the ascendancy. I think second half, like you say, we've started better. If we get that goal, then it's us that are hopefully with the momentum to try and get something else. So hang on to 1-1, go to extra time, see where it goes from there. But fuck me, Dwight Gale, honestly, man, I've said it time and time again. Riviere in the Premiership, she ran the Championship. because he gets extra chances in the Championship. He buries goals in the Premiership. Honestly, I didn't want to see him in Newcastle shit again. I really didn't. It's time for the to go out, and it's time for us to move on. We've shifted Jack Colback away this week. Boot time. That's 5 years too late. The likes of Dwight Gale and that need to go now. Atsu, players that he's out of the club. Dead food. Dead weight in this club. Dead wood City. Dwight Gale, man, missing that chance from 3 yards out. My son would have scored that. Haven't got a son. Yeah. My granddad would have scored that. Yeah. My granddad's dead. Do you know what I mean? Dwight Gale, 3 yards out there for a chance to equalise in the FA Cup quarter-final. 15 minutes left, 20 minutes to go. You cannot be missing that. These are the chances you get against the big boys. You have to take them. From the minute go, from the first half, we're giving away possession all the time. City gifted us a chance to get back into the game with some poor defending. First thing we've seen St. Maximin do all game, really. Good assist, drilled it across. And that's the moment of the game there. Dwight Gale firing it over the bar, 3 yards out. Sterling goes up the other end, shows his top-class quality, and finishes it, and we'll never get back into it from then. Brucey, for me, got it wrong the day, massively. He shouldn't have reverted back to 5 at the back. He totally bottled it. It's easier to see that in hindsight, now that we know what's happened, but when that formation's been working well, or even do the 4-4-1-1, have Sean behind Carroll, have Joe Linton behind Carroll, have Almiron behind Carroll, have Shaw in midfield instead of in the back 5. We looked unsettled in that back 5. We had the banks were way too deep from minute go. Sitting off them. Danny Rose was sitting off Kyle Walker. They were sitting off De Bruyne. Why is 2 of them not just charging at De Bruyne, snapping at his heels, letting them know he's there? He had the chance to control that game, and he did it. One of the best players in the world. He's going to do that. Newcastle just honestly, it's pissed me off today because 2-0 is not a bad scoreline. I wouldn't be asked if it was 2-0 and we fought our asses off. We had some chances, more than just the one. We didn't have a single corner of the day when we know set pieces are Man City's weaknesses. We know the kind of deal we hate. We didn't cause them enough problems. I don't expect we to beat Man City, but I definitely expect we to show more fight in a fucking quarter-final.
I'm kind of lost for words. Like, what, it is like it's worse when we don't show up, or like when if we just play bad, then we can just hold our hands up and say we play bad. But if we just fucking go for it, you didn't know what can happen, man. I'm just frustrated that I you didn't know what Brucey did Brucey get it right? Like, maybe playing 5 at the back looks the right thing to do on paper, but you talk about since we're reverting to 4 at the back, we've been playing a lot better. We're unbeaten since playing 4 at the back. Like the game against Burnley in the league where we drew 0-0. Since that game, we're unbeaten, and we've only conceded 1 goal in the Premier League. Shaw coming in at the back, he was very, very poor. He was a bit better in the second half since going into midfield. But Shaw hasn't played a game since the West Brom game, before lockdown, the FA Cup game against West Brom. Shaw hasn't started a single game since then because he can't get in the team ahead of Fernandes. Keith Downey put it out on Twitter today during the game that's why. Shaw on paper should be our best defender, but defensively, he's all right. I'm not going to slate his defending, but he is so much better going forward in probably a DM role, long field scullsy passes, getting forward, dribbling down the middle, shooting from long range, getting his head on it in the box. That's where he's best. And there's a reason why Fernandes has been playing ahead of him. Him and Lascelles have formed a really good partnership. I thought Fernandes was a little bit iffy today. He had good and bad moments. Shaw was poor. Well, Danny Rose had a pretty good game. Keo was all right. Yeah, it is frustrating. Like you say, we could have got into that game. The Gale shot is a huge turning point. If he puts that away, then we're in the game and we're on the up. Our tails are up, and we could go on, and our momentum could push us forward and get that win. Ridiculous miss, and once they go up the other end and get that second, the referee might as well have blown his whistle because there was no chance we were going to get back into that game.
Nah, not at all. And like I say, I think we've missed a glorious chance there to progress in the FA Cup again, because unfortunate draw on Man City in the quarters, but when Shearer drew it at half time for the semi-finals, we've avoided the Man United and Chelsea, who are by far better than Arsenal. You know how much Arsenal struggled this year. All their defensive frailties, loads of youngins. But there's no point in talking about that because we're not there. Man City are in the semis. Newcastle are point crashing out of the FA Cup. Another year, another trophyless year. And I just think it just sums up Mike Ashley's era, and it's time to start a new era, hopefully, innit?
Hopefully, aye. We talk about dead wood. We've got so much work to do in the summer. Whatever happens, like, God forbid we'll have Mike Ashley for another year or two. We just need to sort this team out. Like, we are just carrying dead lumps. Like championship players. I'm sure, like, when we're in the championship, we signed the likes of Dwight Gale and Christian Atsu. Muto, just not good enough to be a squad player. There's various things that we need to do. If we've got a budget, we need to go out and fill the squad with players capable of playing in a starting 11. Like, rotation's important if we're going to win cups. Like look at Man City. They've got 2 or 3 more than capable 11s they could put out and beat anyone in the Premier League. They compete in Europe, the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Premier League, more than satisfactory. And we just haven't got that. Like, we make slight rotations, like Darlow for Dubravka, or bringing Shaw in, or Sean Longstaff. Like, it's just not good enough. Like, we need players that are going to fight for that shirt week in, week out, whether they start, come off the bench, or they're not in the squad at all. When they get given their chance, they need to step up to the plate and play their heart out.
It's a huge shame that the fans couldn't be there tonight, because I think we were a massive miss in the first half when we're struggling to get in City's faces, to show any impetus, to realise that this is a fucking quarter-final. Then the crowd, 50,000 roaring Geordies, would have got behind them and pushed them on and spurred them on. I think that would have definitely helped. Would have obviously tried our best to put off Man City. Like I say, we drew with them earlier this year in the Premier League. We beat them last year, so I think with a crowd there, would have definitely had a better chance. But if we played like that, we still wouldn't have done it. But it's a shame that we couldn't have been there to try and help the lads on, because they needed it, because the effort just wasn't good enough tonight. Like, yeah,
definitely. Especially in that second half. Yeah, especially in that second half, I really think we could have got back into that game with the 50,000 behind her. Gale puts that in, or Carroll stays on, and he threatens Laporte again. There's every chance that we could have got back into that game, even if we took it the extra time and penalties. At least it's better than just dying. Really, that's what happened after that second goal. Like, we just laid down and died. Like, that was game over. So it's frustrating. Like going against teams like Man City, like, you expect to get pumped, but when you go in and like,
we went in with the lower league mentality though. With Newcastle United, we are actually a Premier League team. We're a big club at one point with a proud history. We should have went in with a better mentality and spirit than that. And Brucey should have enforced that on them, being a local man himself from the area. He should have fucking drilled that into the players and tell them how important this game was. Because for me, it didn't look like it. It looked like the fucking Charity Shield at best. A pre-season Asia trophy. There was no FA Cup quarter-final feel about it at all. Nah. They should have been flying at them. It's embarrassing the way we went out there. Fucking half-arsed. What's Phil saying in the comments?
First time in the quarter-final in 15 years, and I just didn't turn up, unfortunately.
No, didn't turn up at all.
Man City didn't get out of first gear.
I don't know about that. I thought Man City were decent, but we made them look probably better than they were. They do play some class football, though. Gundogan, De Bruyne for me. De Bruyne is a standout player. One of the best players in the world, honestly. For me, probably behind Ronaldo and Messi. He's just got it out. He's got it all for me, Kevin De Bruyne.
What about Maxi of the day? Again, here's another one. Second half, though, I thought you looked a bit more threatening, like that Gale chance. He was the one that created that, really. Just first half, like, you can't really give anyone credit for the first half, apart from maybe one or two centre-backs and Darlow.
He looked slow. He looked slow on the ball. He looked slow on the ball in the first half, though, and every time someone was coming towards him, he wasn't aware of it. But you cannot be too harsh on him, because he's way too deep all the time in the first half. He's picking up the ball from the fucking corner flag. So what can you expect? And like you say, when he's been given the chance to be in a decent era by a City defender, does everything asked of him, dribbles past someone, puts it on a plate for Gale. That's it. Bruce out from Lucas. Worst tax I've ever seen. It was shit tax tonight, let's be honest. Got everything wrong. But if Gale puts that away, he'd be banging on about him, just like we did the other night. So, yeah. Well said. It's as simple as that. Championship quality, Dwight Gale. Get him out. I don't know if that company. Well said. In terms of, you go with 5 at the back, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of if not when Man City score when you play 5 at the back. You're very unlikely to draw 0-0 with Man City. So would you rather go out and get beat 1-2-0 or get beat 3-2, 4-3? 3-2, 4-3 all day long, innit?
No, definitely. At least we like showed like some attacking intent. We've got some goals to celebrate, like something to get our tails up about. But like once that Gale chance was missed, that was it.
That's it. Like I said, I am disappointed, and I did expect more. But it's the way we've went out. 2-0 scoring against Man City is not surprising by any stretch. But it's a performance. It's the performance. If the lads had to give 100%, if their keeper made a few saves, whatever, you'd be like, fair enough. You know what I mean? It's Man City. But it's like, how man? We didn't even go out with held head high. Yeah. Hopefully we get that next week. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking hand in the towel.
I'm done.
Can't wait for it to be a no as well.
That's about it, really.
That's about it then. Make sure you keep the comments coming. I'll reply to them later once the rest of the videos are up. We've got to do some fan cams. Player ratings still to come. Thanks for watching. Drop your comments about the game below. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV. See you later. There's no enjoying yourself, is there?